Welcome back to another episode of Dismantle It. This is the DIY Magician, and today we're going to dismantle a small battery-operated power saw. No battery included. Well, here it is, a small power saw. This has all the features that you'd want in a power saw. It has the little safety brake right there. It's got a very sharp blade right here. However, it doesn't work. It doesn't have a battery. So we're going to find out what makes a power saw work. This is a handheld unit, of course, and we'll go over the features again. There's some measuring areas there, so you can have it flat on something like that and measure by turning this knob here. It will actually move up and down in the front here as well as back here. Okay, so if you're doing the cutting, you could have it like this, and you could cut a really sharp angle like that. Okay, you look at the back side there. See, it has all the different variations. Now, it also has this little cover here, and as we talked about in the past, it has a button with a locking mechanism here. As far as I know, there it goes. I should say, well, that's what it is. It's that. That's even better. It's a safety. So you can't just grab it like this. You have to push this little bit over here, this little button here, and that actually is the safety. Okay. There's a nice handle up here, so when you're cutting like that, it works good. And there's another button here. I think that actually stops the blade. These are just guesses, because I don't use this. This is something somebody gave to me. So that actually, this little red button on the top, will actually stop the blade, so when you're taking it apart, you can push that button there and undo right there. So I'm going to have to collect some tools. I'm going to unscrew some of it so we can get to it fast, but I'll be right back. 8 screws later, here we are. Well, lost one. Anyways, what I did was I left these two guys right there in there, so we'll unscrew those in a second, but we need to take the blade off first. Now, what I was looking at when I was taking the screws out is that there's actually hidden right here in a little compartment, or of sorts, is the Allen wrench, and it fits right in this little spot right there on the bottom of the handle. So it was already there, and that Allen wrench is the same size as this little gadget right here on the blade, and that's going to hold the blade on, okay? Now, let's do that little button that we were talking about there. And we're going to loosen the blade. In fact, let's see here. Actually, let's go. I think it's, if it's not that way, then it's this way. And we're going to need to actually have it in on the longer end so we can get some leverage from it. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So that just loosened it right there. And I'm tightening it back up apparently. But we're going to take that off there. And that's going to take the locking hub out, so we're going to leave that there. This is the locking deal there, and the blade should, I hold this back here, should pop right off, which it is, just like that. I want to make sure I don't get hurt. The blade comes out. There we go. Okay, very sharp blade. You want to make sure that you take care of it when you're doing work with a saw. Now, it's ready to go. So there's a little washer there that's on the other side, and that should be it. That should be the only part on that side of the saw. Okay, so I think we're done with this. We are going to take out the 2 screws here. This should take care of the saw itself. Okay, so there we go. There's 1 screw. Well, there's a lot of screws in this. And the second one here. Okay, so if I did it right, I would have gotten all the screws out, and we'll be able to separate this tool and find out what's inside. Oh, this is going to be great. Well, go to tool number 2 here. It's starting to loosen up pretty good, so we're doing good. There it is. The last fastener. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. It should. Well, that comes right off there. that is the cap on this side. I don't know what it's covering. There's two little wires right there, so we're going to have to worry about that in a second. Let's put that cap in there. Now, I guess I've overlooked something here, unless, no, that's not coming apart. Let's see here. Maybe I should undo the covering here. Okay, let's do this. Let's get that covering off. This is the guard that helps you keep yourself from getting cut. So that's on there. There's one screw there. That actually might be holding it together as well. So let's do that. Taking that covering off. Did that loosen it? No, it didn't. There's another one there. There's going to be a few of them here, but I just want to see if I can get to the point where it starts to loosen up a little bit and keep from falling apart, I guess is the way to do it here. Okay. Is that it? Okay, whoops. Okay, so is it loose now? No, it is not. There's a big something right here. Let's undo that. That is a rubber stop for the plastic guard. So I guess I've overlooked quite a few things. There we go. Is that just spinning? I hope it's not just spinning. We'll find out in a second if it comes off. I think that, oh, it's on the other side. There we go. It was spinning, but there's a little, hang on a second. There's a little, watch, wait there, coming back. Got the right tool for the right job. Okay, this is, there we go. This is the guide for the bottom. We're going to take this off. A little more involved than I was expecting. But it is a very dangerous tool if you're not using it properly. So this is a good thing that it has all these extra features. Okay, there is actually, there we go, something there. Okay, hold on. We're getting there. Okay, I think I've got both ends of it now. There was a nut at the end, I believe. It seems to be just spinning right now. Hang on a second. There's not some sort of locking device. No, that's it. Again, let me hold on to that while I unscrew here. It is a process that will take apparently more than just a few seconds. There we go. Okay, got the nut. And there's the screw. And that's, there we go, okay? Now, we've got, let's see here, attachment there. That's being held on by the cover, so now we've got to get the cover. Now we've got another screw over here. There we go. That's coming off. Yes. Okay. Now, again, this is a battery-operated saw. I don't know that I like battery-operated saws. I would prefer the standard saws, but some sort of power cord. That's what I tend to use. But I'm sure these have some good uses too. If you're out in the field and you needed something quick and in a hurry, I just like to have the power all the time. So there we go. Okay. One, and I'm taking apart this part here, this little disc here. That is very tricky here. Again, I'm not prepared. Don't tell my old scout leaders. Okay, there we go. I think this is going to be one of those grand reveals at the end that all of a sudden it just opens up. And then we get to see everything all at once. And all these screws in between, holding things on. There we go. Okay. That's coming off. Now, where we got it. There's a little disc there. The cover's coming off. A little spring back here at the back here. This spring, it keeps it from staying in one's position there, so it kind of spins it back into position. So that is in there. Okay. There's a little hub there. Oh, and there's one last screw for this, the cover, and then we can remove the bottom guide. That'll come out at the same time. So there we go. See, I thought this would be a small, easy project, and again, it was not. There we go. All right. There the cover comes off. That's the saw cover. Here is the pin that holds the bottom guide in place. So there's the guide. And again, it can move this direction and this direction, and there was some sort of little measuring there and both on the side there. So those are good. So let's do that. Now, this is much lighter. So this must be the final reveal. Are you ready for the final reveal? There it is. All right. There is the last little screw there. Here's that button that slides side to side. That comes out right there. Let's see. This is all plastic, just like that. Okay, and the battery would go right in there. Okay. Let's put this back there. Here is the button, the trigger button that fires it up like that. And that wiring goes through here. It connects with the battery that is right there. And then there's a motor right here. This is really basic. I thought there'd be much more to it. This is a very tiny little motor, but apparently it can get that thing going pretty well. Again, hold on a second as I duck out of the way. I will do the last few screws inside to remove the motor. Boy, I was imagining there would be so much more in here. I'm kind of disappointed, actually. I thought it was going to be very fancy, but these things are basic. And that's what it is. It's just moving a very sharp piece of metal, spinning it very fast so that it can cut things. So here we go. There's another screw there. I think we're looking at 4 screws here. That one there. We're almost done. We're almost done. This is it. The final reveal. Oh, I'm excited. There's that button there, of course, for the to lock the hub. And there's probably some sort of mechanical deal there. And the last, hopefully, last screw right here. Here we go. This is it to get the motor out. Oh, I'm excited. There it is. Okay, hold on. Right there. Right there. All right. There it is. There's the motor. Ooh, that's filthy. Look at all that grease there. And it actually spins. It looks like this little gear right here, which is the hub for the actual blade. So the blade is attached to this part here. Very greasy. Put that right there. And then there is a bearing, it looks like. We've seen those in the past. The bearing is right there. So this keeps the hub from, well, you see it there. The bearing's in there, and it keeps the hub from getting the plastic hot. And then this little button right here pushes in on a mechanical that I think we're going to leave in there. It is filled with grease. You get the idea. It's right there inside, and that locks a hold of this whole mechanism here. So here it is. Very simple. Battery charge here goes into the button on one end, and the hot lead right in here into the motor, and the motor spins or it doesn't spin. And there it is. Very cool. There's a little gear right there, and the gear right there match up. So there it is. That's the inside of a hand power drill, or excuse me, power saw. Power saw. And again, this is the DIY Magician for another episode of Dismantle It. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video from the DIY Magician, you also might enjoy joining our Facebook group. That's right, the DIY Magician Facebook group. Or you can visit our artist page. That's right, the DIY Magician artist page on Facebook. Or if you want to, please subscribe to YouTube videos, and you'll see all the up-to-date videos as they come along. Thank you again for watching the DIY Magician video.